Okay, so the first question I want to ask is, I'm just going to get you to introduce yourself
Yeah.
and kind of say my name is, and your title be the owner?
Executive Director.
Okay,
Yeah.
so kind of introduce yourself and who
Okay.
you are.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Mandy Chapman, and I'm the Executive Director of the Mobile Food Market.
And I'll get you to do it 3 times.
Okay. Hi, I'm Mandy Chapman, and I'm the Executive Director of the Mobile Food Market. Hi, I'm Mandy Chapman. I'm the Executive Director of the Mobile Food Market.
Oh, that was awesome the last time you were smiling. Let's do that one more
Okay.
time. And have a look at the camera for me for
Okay.
this time.
Okay. Hi, I'm Mandy Chapman, and I'm the Executive Director of the Mobile Food Market.
Perfect. You know what else? All right. So could you tell me about the mobile food truck? Just pretend I know nothing.
Yeah, so the Mobile Food Market is an idea that came to Halifax in 2016 in the mayor's office. It was this concept that was happening in America and in other places in Canada, and there was real gaps in food insecurity and food apartheid or food deserts here in Nova Scotia, and the idea was to be able to have a truck that would take fresh, affordable produce to people. So it's giving people a different option, like instead of having people go to food banks or not being able to purchase fresh produce, it gives them the opportunity to be able to afford fresh produce, and it actually comes to them. Yeah.
I'm going to get you to do that again
Okay.
for me. Everything
Okay.
twice.
Okay.
So give me an elevator pitch of what is the mobile food market.
Yeah, the Mobile Food Market is an affordable food truck that goes into communities that lack affordable access or access at all, so food apartheid or food deserts. And we go into community and take food in that people can come to.
Where would you get the produce?
So we have different vendors that are local to Nova Scotia and to the Valley. So it's specifically, we're putting money back into our community here in Nova Scotia and investing. From the Valley, we have a company called Keddy Brothers who actually aggregates and collects the food for us, which is local, and some south of the border. And then we have Stonehurst Bakery and Scotia Poultry and Fancy Lebanese Bakery as well. Yeah.
So what, as far as the mobile food market goes, what do you do?
What do we do? So we source food, we make relationships with vendors, and we participate in community. We bring food to community, and we have community engagement around that food, because food is essential to everybody, and it's what brings people really together. So that's what we do. We create opportunities for community to gather and have access to fresh, affordable food. Such a hand talker.
That's okay. I like it. It brings life to the camera. Totally. Where do you operate?
We operate in all over HRM. So our home base is on Courtney Road in Dartmouth, 26 Courtney Road. So we have a community market there, and then every Saturday we can be found at Titus Smith Park and at North Branch Memorial Library on Gottingen Street. And then we contribute to 30 organizations and supply fresh produce to 30 organizations in HRM through our bulk food delivery program. And that's just simply was changed during COVID because we couldn't take our truck into community. Communities figured out, okay, how do we do this ourselves? So we brought the food to them, and now they actually either do their own produce packs or they run their own markets with the food that we provide them affordably. Yeah.
I'm going to ask that question again because
Yeah.
I heard a bus go by.
Yep.
And that can drown me out when I edit.
Yeah, that's okay.
So we're going to do it again. So where do you operate?
We operate all over HRM, so we're in 3 different markets. 26 Courtney Road is the home of the Mobile Food Market, and that is where we have our community market. We also have 2 mobile markets, 1 truck, but it goes to 2 communities, which is Titus Smith Park, which we're here today, and on Gottingen Street at the North Memorial Library.
So what communities would you impact?
We impact communities that may not have access to an affordable grocery store or no grocery store. We also impact communities that do have access to grocery store, but they may be lower income. So we specifically have targeted areas that we know that there's not a lot of resources. Community organizations will order their food and get the food out to people. So we could go out to as far as Middle Musquodoboit Harbor, and as well as right here in the city.
How long have you been in operation?
We've been in operation since 2016. In 2015, the idea started. It came to light, and then it went to a pilot project for 6 weeks, and we actually started on a Metro Transit bus. So people would get on the Metro Transit bus, and the produce would all be laid out, and we would borrow that Metro Transit bus. Eventually, by 2019, we realized that, oh, okay, this is going to be a thing. And it was working, it was successful and impactful, and we purchased the vehicle that you'll see here today. Yeah.
That's really cool. We already answered that question. Where do we source the produce? What is the mobile food market's mission?
Oh my gosh, I have to look up our mission.
I have it right here.
Oh, good.
It's question 5.
We've changed. The mobile food market's mission is to provide healthy, just food access here in Nova Scotia.
Okay, and I'll get you to say that again.
The mobile food market's mission is to provide healthy, just, affordable food access here in Nova Scotia.
Perfect. And I'm ducking so my shadow's not on you.
Okay.
Sorry,
That's okay.
Behind the table. Why do you think more than ever it's important for Nova Scotians to have access to your mobile food market?
It's a good question, and it's a question that is coming to light more and more all the time. People cannot afford to eat. They're choosing pharmacy or housing over food. They're choosing other things because there's not enough money to go around. Inflation rates, as we know, have skyrocketed, and we don't see that coming down a lot or quickly enough. And so people are really struggling to make ends meet. And so the most important thing in your grocery bill and the most expensive is produce. And if you look to see that you can't afford pineapples or you can't afford cauliflower to feed your family, you're going to let that go to be able to pick something up, or processed food, which of course adds to people's health and well-being. And so that health and well-being is really important here in Nova Scotia. We want to make sure that we nourish minds and souls and bodies.
Here too, because you can make sure she looks good. Maybe there's something going on in the background we don't want or something. You can be my extra eye.
And listen, you love this stuff. You're
Yeah?
always got your camera.
Are you into editing movies, little films?
She does, yeah.
I mean, with social media now, it's a pretty good thing to get into.
I guess.
Come on in, take a look. All right. So, what would your average cost be of it, like produce, compared to the bigger box stores? Or like, what is it, how are you guys cheaper or more affordable?
Right. Yeah, and we do use the word more affordable. Cheaper can sometimes be a hard thing for people to wrap their heads around, because often it's associated with produce that might not be high quality. Our produce, we try to make high quality. We did a study, we had some staff look at reports, and we used to say we were 20 to 22% lower. We recently found out that we're actually 65 to 67% lower than the average grocery store. So if you look at, an apple that is from Nova Scotia in a grocery store, you're probably going to pay about $2.75 for it. And my math is probably off on this 65%, but we pay about, you're going to pay about between 25 and 40 cents for an apple here, and it's a local apple. It came from the valley. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
that's
great.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Actually, to be honest. Do you have any specific memories of a customer who expressed the impact you've had on them, or any kind of thing that through the mobile food market that just really sticks out or has a place in your heart?
It wasn't a customer. It could have been a customer. It was a person that didn't have access to money, was living rough on the streets, was housing insecure, and kept walking by the market and kept looking at the apples. And then I was about to say, go have an apple, and they took the apple, and I was so happy they took the apple. Not to promote theft or anything like that, but that's one of the values of the mobile food market. If people need to eat, then we're not going to stand in their way from having that apple. And having the market in that community at that time was able to give nourishment to somebody. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm crying.
No, that's quite impactful work. That's totally okay.
Yeah.
How did you get involved in this?
I had been working in homelessness and housing for years. I had been cooking before that and in social work before that. And I just really kind of felt like my work was done there, and I was a little bored. I was like, I'm ready for a challenge and wanted to do something new. I saw this opportunity at the mobile food market and I applied. It was a term position and as a manager, and eventually they, after I think a year, they offered me the position of executive director, and here we are 4 years later, and it's grown, it's successful, but capacity is, the need for capacity is so great that we can't keep up with the demand. And so we're saying no to a lot of communities, or just saying not right now, but we're working on getting, whether it's another truck or more team, to be able to get food out the door into those communities and to have that community engagement and that sense of what Nova Scotia should be, the togetherness to be able to afford food and have healthy communities. Yeah.
So it's through the video. If somebody wanted to help you or get involved, can they do that? How would they do that? What kind of capacity can people help out?
Absolutely. We have different ways. You can shop at our markets. That helps. You can contribute to our markets through our Pay It Forward program. So at all our markets, it's set up. There's a contribution. So if you wanted to donate $5 or contribute $5, $10, whatever, $2, whatever you had. You could do it that way. You could contribute on our online Pay It Forward program, and you can volunteer with us. Volunteering has the biggest impact because it takes many, many man hours. I think we counted that it takes about 200 volunteer hours a week to be able to operate the mobile food market and the capacity that we want it to be run. And right now we have a team of 5, and our 5 are flat out.
So what kind of volunteering would it be? Would it be like in the truck serving, or is there like prep work involved, or like what kind of volunteer work would you do?
So it could be from our making lemonade and iced tea at our community market to give out to our customers. I'm always looking for someone who knows how to make a good iced tea. It could also be packing produce for the markets or for our bulk delivery. We used to have people go in the truck with us to markets to set up. So there is there's a variety of ways. Could be cashier at a market or a market runner. There's just so much, but there's a lot of lifting involved, repetitive lifting. So it's always nice to have extra hands to take those 50 pounds of potatoes off of our team for a few minutes. Yeah, definitely.
More hands, less work.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
What is the feedback that you get from the members of the community when they're at your market?
I'm so glad we're here. I'm so glad you're here in this community bringing this service. I would have not been able to eat without you, eat freshly, affordably. I can't believe that I get to eat healthy again. My lifestyle has changed now that you're here every week. I'm actually making smoothies now. I bought a blender. So there's lots, but mostly it's like, thank you for being here. Yeah.
I'm going to get us to reframe that answer and can you start it off in a way for me where it's like when I hear members or when I hear people tell me?
Yeah. Will you re-ask the question for me?
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. So what is the feedback that you get from members of the community that shop at the mobile food market?
Yeah, the feedback that we get from members of the community at the mobile food market is that they're so happy that we've showed up for community. They can eat healthier. They can shop and choose what they want. It's not like they have to pick this or that. They actually have 30 to 50 varieties of fruit and vegetables to pick from. So they're really happy. And we had one customer say they recently bought a blender because they now have produce and they can make smoothies every day. So it really has impacted people's health, which also impacts their mental health. And it's just a beautiful part of community.
So what would be some of the produce in the truck?
Wow, we are talking about, so we listen to community and we ask, what would you like to see? We try to do culturally appropriate foods depending on what community we're in. And so we could see garlic, asparagus, eggplant. I always say pineapples. People love pineapples, and grapes, and apples, of course. Yeah, so many different vegetables. Kale. lettuce, so really between 30 and 50. Of course, in the summertime, as we get into harvest season, that local is going to flood in, and we're going to see higher numbers, around 80 to 90% local. In the wintertime, we're looking at around 30% local, and the rest we have to source from elsewhere. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And you kind of already touched on this one already, but we'll ask it again.
I do.
So who is the mobile market for?
Yeah, the mobile food market is for anyone who feels that they can use their food dollar stretching. It's for anyone who is struggling. It's for anyone who wants to be a part of community, and it's just a way to access fresh food close to your own home.
I loved what you said earlier too about like if you want to help us, like shop here.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course. Like
Yeah.
bring in the like of course.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
beautiful. How many employees / volunteers do you have with you?
There's 5 of us on the team. We have a part-time person, we have myself, and we have 3 dedicated full-time people. One of those is a term position based on funding availability. And volunteers, I think we're probably at around 30 steady volunteers now, and we're always looking for more engagement and a longer term commitment, that people will come twice a month with a 3 or 4 month commitment.
Cool.
And we have a board of directors as well, 12 people on a board of directors that volunteer their skills and services. Yeah.
All right. And so now I'm going to ask you just a little bit about the grant and CUA.
Yes.
How did you first hear of CUA?
Through social media, the magic of social media, and it always, it's there, and people.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Can I get you to start with I heard of
Yes.
CUA?
Thank you for reminding
That's
me.
fine, keep forgetting
It's
too.
so hard to just, because it's like, right
I know,
on.
try to get into the conversation,
Yeah.
I lose it. Okay, we'll start again, right?
Yeah.
So how did you first hear of CUA?
I heard about CUA through social media, and just the magic of that social media. People would also, in our network of not-for-profit doing food work, we share all of that stuff. So it's really a great resource. We all have each other's back, and we were very excited to be able to be the recipients of $5,000 so that we could purchase 2 beautiful fridges. They stay at our community market in Dartmouth, and they keep our eggs fresh and cooled, and they also keep our herbs and lettuce nice and fresh.
Was it the grant that you first heard of us about?
It was the grant. Well, I knew about CUA from being Atlantic Canadian, so I know that it exists, but this grant opportunity came through. But CUA is all over social media, so it's, yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
That's my work.
Good, it's good.
It works.
So it wasn't my first time knowing of you, but you are well known to be a community, CUA is very well known to be a community champion. And so when these grant opportunities come, it's like, yay. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's super awesome. Thanks for that. So we kind of talked about that. Is it just the grant you worked with CUA, or do you do any other products or services?
So right now that is what we, yeah.
Okay. We do have other banking options too. I'm not selling you today.
No,
That's
yeah.
not me. I just do the social media. If you ever need anything else,
Okay,
let us
yeah.
know.
I think actually for the food hub, we're going with CUA. That's
Oh.
a separate project that we're working on, but yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So now I'm going to get us to just talk about the grant for a minute. If I'm going to get you to say how much the grant was that you got, how much you received, and then what it was used for.
Okay. So the grant that we received from CUA was, oh my God, I keep saying $4,500, but it was $5,000.
Okay.
Okay, in my head because, yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Okay,
That's all right.
so the grant that we received from CUA was for $5,000, and that grant enabled us to purchase refrigeration for our products at the market to keep everything fresh and safe.
What impact did the grant have on your operations?
As soon as you walk into our community market, you see 2 fridges filled with product. And so it's enabled us to keep things fresh and keep the community safe through food. Before we would have it out on a table, which wasn't, the best. and it just enabled us to be able to offer another level of safety, and it's really cute. it's, these fridges are beautiful. They're display fridges with glass doors so you can see right in, and the prices are always labeled on our product for community, and you walk in and it's starting to look like a store, a market store. Yeah.
So the fridges aren't in the truck?
No.
No. Yeah, okay.
This is not a refrigerated truck, unfortunately.
Right, not yet.
That's the next step.
Not yet.
Listen, I'm working on another one.
Good.
Yeah.
You are a force, let me tell you. And then the last part I have is, what message, advice would you have for other organizations who are thinking about applying for the grant?
I would say go for it. Sorry. If you're applying for a CUA grant, I think you just go for it. Have your idea, go forward. CUA is a great proponent and advocate for community work, and if they believe in the idea as much as you do, you're very likely to be a successful candidate.
So what do you have a message for, I don't want to talk about the grant, just a message in general about people in community and getting involved in food security? What would be some closing remarks you would have?
I need to think about it for a sec. The mobile food market had started out about food, getting food in, but the underlying message, and the message, I guess it's not even underlying, it really comes forward. It's about building community relationships and supporting each other within community. We have people come to our markets that have never met before and that will meet at markets now and shop together and sit at our Dartmouth market and have a cup of lemonade. So it's really about engagement, putting yourself out there, getting out of isolation in community over food. Affordable food, and sometimes people come into our markets feeling nervous and a little bit defeated, like I'm not going to be able to afford to eat, and their shoulders are hung low and their heads hung low, and when they leave they're standing up straight.
And then what else did I would say we're pretty good. Is there anything you want to talk about? Any topics, any questions, any segments about your business, anything?
Val, do you think I should say anything? Oh, I could talk about when people come to the mobile food market and bring their children, it's a really good way to teach kids about produce and product and where food comes from. We have really knowledgeable team members. We have a kids get free fruit at every market. So a kid comes in, they can get a piece of fruit. My daughter developed children's corner, kids corner at the Dartmouth market. And so it's a place where kids can come in and it's a safe place that they can sit and play and color, and they can eat a piece of fruit or have some lemonade and iced tea in the summertime and a cup of hot chocolate in the wintertime and just feel safe while we're learning about food and eating food, and that it's accessible and affordable. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, I think we got it.
Okay.
Good. Yeah.
I wasn't too fake.
No, not at all. You're quite.
Like,
And you know what? I'm gonna do
Yep.
one last thing again. I'm gonna do your intro. I like to do the introduction at the end too, because you feel a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just gonna get you to throw it out. We're gonna do it looking at this camera.
Okay.
We're gonna do it looking at this camera, and then we'll do it looking at me.
Okay.
3 times.
Okay.
So
Is it
when you're
hi, I am, or just Mandy? Hi, my name is Mandy.
However
Okay.
you're comfortable. Most people do the hi,
Yeah.
I am. But it's whatever you think represents you,
Okay.
your brand.
Okay. Hi, my name is Mandy Chapman, and I'm the Executive Director with Mobile Food Market here in HRM.
Okay. And on this one.
Hi, I'm Mandy Chapman, and I'm with the Mobile Food Market. I messed it up.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Mandy Chapman. I'm the Executive Director with the Mobile Food Market here in Halifax.
And then one last at me.
Hi, I'm Mandy Chapman, and I'm the Mobile Food Market Executive Director. I can do it again if you want. Was that okay?
Yeah, no, that's okay. I think we got
Okay.
it. I think we're good.
Okay.
Okay. So.